Hey people, it's Kelly of Print Pray Slay, and I am here to share the scripture writing plan for February. So the topic of this month is faith and finances. I already shared a video of how I laid everything out for my 2 spreads for this month. I actually started without you guys, so that is why you can see that the first day is already done. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of this week with you guys, but I'm going to share what I did. So Proverbs 3 verses 9 through 10 is what I started the week off with. And it says, honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain and your vats will overflow with good wine. All right. So I did use my Posca pen. It's the little pink pen that you see on the right to like highlight the word everything. And in the next verse, I use it again. But I did make these cute little pink hearts on the side with my 2 main points from that scripture of Proverbs. And I state that we should give God the first and the best portion of our harvest, not the leftovers. So when you take that into consideration, it's like he should be at the beginning of your budget. If I could just like talk in like, I guess, modern terms, like if you have a budget, which you definitely should, as I am a financial literacy teacher, I advise you to have a budget. It sets out your goals, your financial goals for the month or the week, depending on how you do your budget. And it really, when you look at it, you can see what your priorities are in life. So that verse is saying that like God should be in the beginning of that. Like he shouldn't be the afterthought after you pay everybody else. If there's anything left over, then I'll give it to the church or I'll donate the money or I'll help that person out. Now you definitely consider your needs, like making sure your needs are met, but we have to be realistic with what we feel like we are quote unquote needing, which is not Netflix as much as we may think it is. And what is an actual want. So going with that, the next point I have on the heart is giving to God helps us properly manage God's resources and opens us up to receive other blessings. All right. It's not to say, please don't misunderstand this, to say that if you do this, then God will bless you this way. I've definitely heard of people saying that they've gone to church and heard that message. I personally don't 100% agree with that message. I'm not saying that God can't do it, because he can do what he wants. However, I don't think that you should run off the purpose of thinking I'm going to give $10 to this person so that I can receive 20 in return in some kind of way. All right. You lead with your heart on that one. All right. But it's basically stating that we should manage our resources properly that God gives us. Therefore, stating that in our actions that we can possibly handle more if blessed that way. The next one, again, I use my Posca pen and it said, Jesus teaches money. All right. The topic on my Bible definitely says a little bit more than that, but that was the space I was given. So point blank period, Jesus teaches us about money. And I'm in Matthew, what am I in? I'm in Matthew 6:19 through 21. So it says, don't store up your treasures here on earth where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break and steal. Store your treasures in heaven where moths trusts cannot destroy, and moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. All right, that kind of goes into what I was saying before, like what is important to you, wherever you put your money is like where you, either where you trust or where you think it is most important. Most people, the biggest bill they have would be their mortgage. Okay, so if you spend most of your money on something else other than maybe your home or your health or well-being or your investments, that can kind of tell you a little bit of what your priorities are. If you have a heart of giving a little bit more than, trying to keep everything to yourself. My study notes said that this is not limited to tithing. I wanted to make sure that, giving money to God's work and not investing in heaven, it is to seek pleasing God and fulfilling God's purpose. Okay. So It's not so that you can invest in your spot in heaven. Like, it's not saying like, oh, if I give $10,000, surely that will secure my space and the place that I'm definitely, trying to be at the end of time. I did make a little note on the side that says discipline means to teach and train. It does take discipline to do right by your finances, because there's definitely points in time, usually when you're younger, or your priorities are a little warped, where you do things with your money and you be like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? So discipline is required for all of this to go down and be proper. And then I get into the last scripture of the week, which is Luke 16:10 through 11. Now, I did run off, and I believe I went into 13 as well. I just happened to be in my notes, and when I looked at it, I was like, wow, I I feel like 13 is really applicable. So let me do 16:10 through 11, and then I'll tell you when I get to 16. When I get to 13, I'm sorry. So 16:10 and 11. So if you are faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And if you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the riches of heaven? All right, that is 16:10 through 11. And then here is 16:13. No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Okay, that is a very, very powerful statement, because we all know the term of money makes the world go round. Money is needed to survive. I need money, 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 right? Then there is the statements that we get when we are in our faith, when we trust and we are in church and we are hearing from other Christians, and it's like, God will provide. God is the source. God, please bless me. All right. It is not, let me go pray to my job, to my boss, and things like that. One cannot ignore that money is needed in order to survive and to get things done in life. However, it should not cloud the heart and judgment of the fact that God supersedes all of that. All right. So without him, nothing. All right. If there is no money there, and you walking down the street and you are hungry, someone can very well give you what you need, as in God can bless you through that person. All right. Now, we cannot ignore, again, I'm not trying to say ignore the fact that, if you want to be ahead in life, you do need a secure job, or you need a job that can help you get the things that you deserve and that you want and need in life. All right. I'm just saying, don't lose sight of the fact that God is the one that blessed you with that job. And at times there are things placed on your heart where you are called to give back. You could be that person that blesses the person and gives them the food because they don't have the money. All right. So the points I have here are: our integrity is put on the line and money matters. Like, God calls us to be honest. And I put a little note here because, like, the other day I was tested at Target. If you saw my story, I went to Target and bought my daughter a piece of artwork from a very popular artist that has the same name as her. Her name is Amira, just like my daughter's name is Amira. And we purchased her art and posted it on our Target stories, sharing, because my daughter is an artist as well. When I got home, I took off I didn't even take anything off. My coat was already on. I just leaned over and a t-shirt from Target fell off my shoulder. I put the shirt on my shoulder so I can carry the artwork with two hands, purchased the artwork, and then walked out the store. Y'all, I technically stole from Target, and I was feeling some kind of way. I called Target. They did not answer the phone because it was late at night. And I called them the next day, and they said, oh no, go ahead. You can just keep the t-shirt. And I still did not feel good. And the reason being is because I'm a business owner, and I doubt if I was talking to the owner of Target when I called. And I felt like if that was my business, would I want my employee to just be like, oh yeah, just go ahead and keep it? So my husband went and he paid for the shirt for me. It was a black Barbie doll shirt. With all these different faces of black Barbies. And I thought it was so cute. So now I have it with peace of mind. But I'm saying that to say that you need to be honest by all means. And the other person gave me to go, whatever's on your heart, right? And then I have the notes of how can you tell if you are a slave to money. So I have 5 points. So 1, do you worry about it frequently? 2, do I give up what I want or what I should be doing to make more money? Like I knew good and well I should be a teacher. I know teachers make less money. Or should I work for the government and continue to make this really, really good check, but I know I'm not working in my purpose, but I'll make more money. Number 3, do I spend too much time caring about what I possess? Number 4, is it hard to give money away? And number 5, am I in debt? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have been debt free for a long time, minus my vehicle and house. So like consumer debt, like credit cards and things like that, student loans. I don't have any of that. And again, I teach financial literacy, and this is something that I drive home to my scholars. I do not believe that God calls us to be in debt. All right. I wish we lived in a time in which people were paying off their houses within 2 years because the debt to income ratio was a little bit different and housing, was more affordable. That's not our situation. But I really, really feel like we need to tackle debt. It will free up you to be able to do other things, and your mindset and your heart towards money will be completely different if you don't feel like I owe. All right. But these were my notes. I did use my husband's phone to look up 16:11 where it mentions riches in heaven, and I have them as health, strength, wisdom, power, blessed relationships, talents, gifting others, and material provision. So that was my last note. I wanted to like define like what was meant by riches of heaven. So that was what I looked up, and that was the notes that was given after I went on a couple websites. So this is my notes. I really hope that you guys liked my first week in my scripture writing plan. I definitely will try to do the other weeks in this same manner. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything that stood out to you in your studies. But thank you guys so much for watching. I feel so blessed to have you guys here. All right, bye.